Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ella, a first year medical student, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to best use these Easter holidays to prepare yourselves for your A-levels or exams. So I'm going to be talking about things like what I did for studying, so what I did in Easter holidays, and then I'm also going to talk about how to strike a balance in these holidays because it's so important to not burn out, especially since we're so close to the exams. So the first part of the video I'm going to talk about the study plan, and then the second part I'm going to talk about how I manage and balance myself in these Easter holidays. So without any further ado, let's get started. The first most important thing I would say is to make yourself a timetable or organize yourself, or something as vague as just giving yourself a basic overview of the tasks that you have to do. It's really important to have a general idea of what you want to get through in the Easter holidays so you're able to section yourself in your days and make sure that you are on track. Because the amount of times that I had a holiday and then I said, okay, I'm going to study this holiday, and I start studying every day, doing whatever I felt like doing, and then towards the end of the holiday I'd realize that actually I missed this huge chunk of this topic, or I missed these 3 lessons, or I didn't do this, or I didn't do that. So I would really recommend making a study timetable for yourself, giving yourself daily to-do tasks, just organizing yourself is really important. So whatever works for you best, you could just give yourself to-do lists, and I mainly did that as well, or you could organize yourself by hours, but just making sure that you are organized. Now, the second thing is what to focus on in Easter holidays. So if you think that there's some stuff or topics that you haven't gone through yet with your school, or there's notes that you haven't made, then I would definitely recommend focusing on that first and getting that done as quick as possible. But if you're done with all like the notes and the revision and you feel like you're ready, the thing that I did in Easter holidays was simply just doing past paper topic questions, so papers by topic, is that what they're called, and I just kept doing those. I gave myself every day like a few topics in chemistry, a few topics in biology and math, and I just did the questions on these, and every day I would just try and get through all the curriculum like that. So why do this? So before getting into past papers and just doing the whole paper, I would recommend doing topic-based questions because it kind of identifies any weaknesses that you haven't noticed when revising. So through this you'll be able to know what topic you're a bit lagging behind on, what topic you are strong on, so you don't actually need to focus on that much. And the way that I track these topic papers or my marks and percentages is I made on Notion a track list of all the papers I did, and I would then say after each paper I would say what percentage I got or what grade I got, and then I would also rate it. So what I would say, is it good, is it okay, is it bad, and that way it gave me like a vague idea of what topics I have to focus on a bit more. So after just doing this and you notice that, let's say, okay, we have like a few topics that I'm lagging behind on, or I have a weakness in, or I'm weak on. So what do you do now? So when I found any topics that I had a weakness in, I would then go on the topic, go on the notes that I made, or open the textbook, and I would start blurting or making a mind map or going through the flashcards or even watching a video, whatever works for you. For me, I think blurting worked quite well, just having my notes and then reading through them and then writing all I remember from my notes while not looking at them also worked quite well. For biology, I would say having a mind map as well. Flashcards would be also really helpful if you just want to go through like rote memorization. So for me, organic chemistry, like mechanisms, I just had to memorize that, so flashcards were helpful. And whatever works for you, just make sure that you're focusing on the weakness. Usually I do it on the day, so if I found a topic and then after I finished the paper of the topic I'd find that I got quite low on it, then I do it on the day. I'd focus on the topic and just try and memorize it. So this way you're making sure that you're solidifying your knowledge as you're doing questions and going through your curriculum. This is how I mainly studied. It was really just simply doing questions like crazy, trying to understand the mark scheme, trying to understand how to answer questions, especially in biology. Oh my god, the mark scheme was so silly. Now, another mini tip that I have in terms of studying is if you have any recurrent mistakes that you're making, writing them down in a list. I've mentioned this a few times in my previous videos and I'm going to keep mentioning it because it truly helped so much. But if you find any mistake that you're doing a lot, then write it down in a list, and then I would convert that list into flashcards after Easter holiday or after a certain period of time. And it would just mean that when I go through the flashcards, I know that I'm not meant to do the exam. And when I was sitting my A-levels, I would see a question, I'd be like, I know how to answer this because I got it something similar to it wrong before, so I know how to go about this question. So I would really, really recommend doing this, writing all your mistakes down and turning them into flashcards or just reading through them when you have time. So now let's go into the balance section, how to achieve a balance in Easter holidays, and also motivation and discipline. So in terms of motivating myself to study, it was quite difficult to just motivate myself to study for like hours every day, because it's kind of a marathon, so you really need to know how to balance yourself. You can't just sprint at the start of the marathon and then you're going to get really tired, so you have to like pace it well and go on a good pace. So some of the things that I did to make me more motivated to study or to encourage me or keep me going. First thing was change of scenery. So I would usually study in my room, but then I would also go to libraries or cafes, whatever works best for you, studying in a park. I really like studying in cafes, just putting on my headphones or earphones and just studying, doing some people watching, but mainly studying. Going to a library was also really nice because I felt like everyone around me was studying, so it motivated me. Just generally having a change of scenery as you're studying is going to motivate you more. Another thing that I'd recommend is taking breaks, obviously, but also taking more mindful breaks. So instead of just taking a break on your phone, which really, it doesn't really give your brain a break, it's more of just you relaxing, I would recommend going on a walk. Just doing something that takes your mind completely off just thinking for a while is a nice way of taking a break, I would recommend. So going on walks was really nice, especially with the weather nowadays being quite good. Thirdly, make sure that you're still pursuing your hobbies, make sure that you still have a life outside of studying. So for me, like art was something that I'd like to do in my breaks or just when I'm not studying. If you have any like sports or running, I don't know, whatever sport you do. So make sure that you are pursuing your hobbies, you're meeting friends. Studying with friends is quite a nice way to motivate yourself. And lastly, treat yourself. So for example, get yourself a nice treat or bake something or just give yourself a nice gift, reward yourself for the studying that you're doing. It's all these small things that count and make studying more bearable and, can I say, enjoyable. So overall, these are my main tips for studying in Easter, how to strike a balance, but also how to go about studying in Easter. And just remember, guys, we're really close. There's only a few weeks left for exams. This is the last mile, so you just have to push through it. Just make sure you don't burn out, and once you push through it and finish exams, you have summer. So just give yourself a pep talk like this every once in a while. So good luck. I hope this video has been helpful, and if you have any more ideas of any videos that you want to see, please comment them down below. If you have any other tips that you know of in Easter holidays of how to study just generally, make sure you comment them down below, and any questions as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye!